Hi, I'm Dr. D. Leitner, and welcome to the Doctor's Den, where I interview friends and former students to hear their stories, learn from their personal and professional growth, and hear about how they are engaging politics, strategy, and leadership in their everyday lives.
Yeah, I moved over to Auto Lead Star in August.
But it's the same field. Like, you were doing content marketing there, and essentially you were doing content marketing for the National Library, and then at Lightrix, and now here as well, correct? It's not that you've changed positions in terms of the job, but the nature of it has changed.
No, I changed positions. I was doing content marketing and storytelling at the library, and then at Lightrix, I actually moved into product. I was working within the app design, writing content for small businesses, and now I've moved into content marketing, which is,
Oh, wow, okay.
it's been like the same kind of work in different fields in each position. So it's kept me on my toes, and my rule about jobs is that my goal is to keep learning, and if I if I reach a point where I'm not learning anymore, then it's time to move on.
Okay, so teach. Hold on. You get to teach now. I'm putting the ball in your court. What is the difference between what you were doing as a storyteller in the library, what you were doing in product at Lightrix, and what you were doing now in marketing? Can you try and refine for me how each of those deals with content, but the nature of content is different in each? Could you do that?
Yes. My goal at the library was to educate, um, which was really cool. It was, more of like, how do I engage the public in bland, boring looking documents, and share with them the story behind them and why they're important to the future of the Jewish people. And I got to do that, throughout Europe. I got to, engage with communities I'd never engaged with before and tell their stories. Which was it's a different experience than when I was working at Lightrix, where I was working on an app that the goal of the app was to help small businesses with their marketing. So I was helping other people tell their stories, as opposed to the library where I was telling the story. Here I was engaging small businesses in how to tell their own story and how to share what they do. And now at my current job, I'm sharing the company story. So it's not so much a story that already exists; it's that I'm building the company story. So I've seen it from like three perspectives. Like, how do you tell a story? How do you help others tell the story? And then how do you tell the story? How do you build the story?
Right. How do you drive the story forward, essentially? Right? You're talking about how do you tell someone else's story that no longer can tell their story? How do you help someone else tell their own story? And now it's how do I tell a story as it's developing? Like, how do I drive this story forward so that it catches attention and draws people in? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, it's been an interesting perspective.
It's totally different perspective. Out of the three, which did you find the easiest?
Oh, wow, that's a tough question. I'm a storyteller by nature, so I think that my position at the library was a very natural vibe for me because I would get the different facts of the story and I would speak to the different experts and I would gather information and then I would compile the story. Um, and I love telling stories. It's just, whether I'm reading a book to my son or I'm telling a story about something that happened in my day, I like to build stories. So it was a very natural fit for me. I think that my Lightrix job was a natural transition from that because I had already built like this formula of how to tell the story. And I think that my current position is one of the more challenging aspects, and I'm really enjoying it because I'm building a brand voice for the public, and I'm trying to sell a product that I've never experienced before, and it's just a really cool thing moving forward, on how to figure out how to tell a story that's currently developing is a challenge, and I love it.
Thank you for joining us in the Doctor's Den. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hope to see you next time.